Welcome to Absolute Sound. I'm going to attempt to tell Russell about this C318 while it's working, which is not an easy task because this thing is similar to boards in a recording studio, only on voltage and energy. It doesn't actually take a frequency and peak it. So we've got 3 knobs on the left here, and they all move.
Okay.
You'll hear the music go up and down. So I'm changing how much of a 6SN7 I'm using here. This is a 6922 tube, which is a military tube, very, very accurate, and I'm changing how much of this I'm using. This is solid state with 4 independent drives, and away it goes. I can make it louder or quieter. So, and it's not louder or quieter, it's the amount of energy it's using in each of them. Over here I have another knob. This is the input knob, right? So I can knock sounds out. So there's 5 inputs. That's a mute. That's a volume control from master. So I can alter how much shape I have from the 2 tube sections before I hit the solid state, which is driving the sound. This alters how much voltage energy that I get from, this is all tube capacitance, high voltage tube capacitance. The back of this is tube filament and B+. B+ is the signal rail. So that's B+, B+. Also in here there's a filament power supply that lights up the tube, cathode inside it. And this is capacitance and power supply for the solid state stage that runs the preamplifier. There's also a lot more inside. So if I was playing a soft song, simple, jazzy, and I wanted it to be warm and beautiful, I can do that. So a minute ago I was playing a simplistic song, and we'll do that again real quick on my trackies. So I was playing Willie Nelson. So I'm going to put this thing fairly warm on tubes there. I've got it up about 1/3. Now as you adjust these, they're like gas pedals. So if I have 3 gas pedals sitting at quarter way down, and I turn this gas pedal all the way to the floor, I've moved the other quarters up to halfway. So you can over peak or under peak. So it's this thing, there's no right or wrong. It's just, are you happy?
Right.
And do you have your music the way you want? Are you put on a song and there's certain recordings you like, and then there's a whole whack of recordings you're like, I don't want to listen to that, I'll just take that album off or hit skip.
Right.
Listen to something else. So this is warm. I'm going to bring up 6922, 6922 tube, and give it just a little quarter solid state so I'm nice and warm, and turn up my master volume.
You were always on my mind.
Which is beautiful. I have the texture of some solid state and some tube. Now conversely, I can take this warmth down a little bit. I'm going to take the tubes down to very little and the solid state up. And you tell me now if I have a little bit more front and center presentation when I turn it up.
Yep.
And it sounds more like what we're used to. It's attacking, but it's not as warm and languid. Maybe in that music I would like the other way. Do you like the other way better than this?
Yes, definitely.
Great. So that's what we do, and it's all about musical happiness.
If we have these 2 tubes completely down or minimal,
all the way, we can do that. They're still in there. They're just very, very little.
so it's mostly solid state.
That's correct. Now I just got solid state, and I can move that like a volume control, but it's voltage. This is gain. That's energy, capacitance, energy, and voltage. So when I go up here, that's warm, that's more tube, more solid state, that's like a gain as well. Now I sound like a solid state preamp. And when I change it back to warmer, up tube, just a little solid state. It's warmer, isn't it? It's a lot warmer. So sonic signature, we're adjustable. Some speakers, when guys buy them and they've spent a lot of money on speaker wire, interconnects. Oh, some are too bright, some are not.
Right.
You know, we've got thousands of dollars going out, and what we really need is to adjust the source signal to make it boogie or warm us up like a comfy blanket the way we want. This does that. So it's true innovation. I've never seen anything like it. There's these 2 switches. There's a mute, of course, the phone rings or whatever, and this is paper and oil capacitance. So paper and oil are on the signal line. It's a great big steel 50s capacitor that's huge. They used to use them in all kinds of different things, sometimes not even in audio. But what that does is it's like a signal shaper. It will allow time. It's like a timing, slight delay. Allows all the electrical of these three stages to propagate and then fill in better. So they're not in out like a flash capacitor. They're bloatier so that you get to fill in the holes, because it takes a split second for that energy to recreate and get out there as you're using it up during music.
That's right.
So if we go to a completely different track that we say we have why not? AC/DC.
Okay.
So now in AC/DC, I'm here, and that sounds warm and soft and tubey. It's good, it's rock and roll. But I'm of the opinion when I boogie, and personally, I like to have a little less of the warmth, more of the solid state, just a touch of tube, and I want to be in the front row.
Right. More impact. Yeah.
More attack.
Yep.
So now I'm in the front of the row. So that has true innovation. We can add any amounts to these things. I can make them as big as I want. So I can fill in the B+ stage of that tube and give my signal path the energy of the sun if I want to just keep going bigger and bigger, and it always moves the needle. And I can do the same thing with, in the back, there's another connector that'll assist this. There's about 400,000 inside this, 488,000 I believe, and we can put in millions more and take this thing so you never throw it away, you never sell it, and it'll completely adjust. I think that that's a wonderful thing to have. And it's a innovation that you won't see.
Yeah.
And you can hear it in your room, so you're always happy.
Yep.
We're not missing half our music because we don't like the way it sounds. We spend all this money and we don't like the way it sounds. That's terrible. So like the studio, who knows what's right and wrong? What's right for me is if my foot's tapping and I'm enjoying the music. That's what I think. Anyway, I hope that helps demonstrate to you and to the folks at home that this 318 is a true marvel of audio electronics. And it's one of a kind. I've never seen one like it. Cheers.